Flosstube. Hello crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? My name's Caroline. Welcome back to my channel. This is a Flosstube video today with a little bit of knitting thrown in. My name's Caroline. Welcome back. I am the owner of Evertote, an online small craft business. You can find me on Instagram at Evertotes, as well as you can find our shop online, www.evertote.ca. This video is more just a sort of personal update on the crafting that I've been doing and everything that I've been up to since I spoke to you last week. It is 5 p.m. here, September the 20th already, 5 p.m. It's been a great day. We got so much work done today. It was a really productive day. So I'm just taking a few minutes. I'm drinking tea. I'm having a really lovely cup of Earl Grey tea. Fellow Canadians, President's Choice, it's Earl Grey. And Hannah brought the tea into the workshop, and normally I drink Stash Earl Grey tea, but Hannah had some President's Choice Earl Grey tea, and it's really good. I'm impressed. I might buy a box the next time we need some. So yes, it's still hot, but I suspect that was the last hot sip because I've got a little bit of progress to share with you today, and a few other things to talk about. So I'll start with a few admin things to get us going. First of all, many of you will know that there's a Facebook group attached to my channel. It's called Friday Off the Grid, and I know lots of you are already members over there. We share stitching photos throughout the week, but generally Friday evenings tend to get much busier. Though lately, you know, things have been a little quiet on the group. You know, everybody's got busy lives, and so I had been feeling myself like I hadn't really been participating in our Facebook group very much over the last few months, and so I really wanted to encourage myself. This weekend, John is going up to the cottage to help his dad with a few things up north, and I'm staying home. I've got a lot of work to do this weekend, but I'm gonna have some hours in the evening where he's not gonna be home. Nicholas is usually interested in doing his own thing, and Sarah, again, she's 21. She's got lots of other things to occupy her time. She might hang out with me a little bit, but she's not going to be around for most of the weekend. So I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to have a finish it up weekend over on the Facebook group. So if you'd like to join in, you're welcome to. There are no rules. Any kind of stitch along or join in kind of thing with me is always very low key. There's no pressure. You don't even have to participate. You can join and just enjoy the photos from everybody else. Just, you know, I encourage you to leave people comments, you know, encourage others to you know, push on in their stitching goals. So finish it up weekend. This can mean whatever you want it to mean for you. Maybe you're working on a heaven and earth design and you're closing in on a page finish and you'd really love to push through and finish that page. Well, join in and we'll encourage you to get that page finish done. Maybe you've got a stack of ornament finishes that just need to be fully finished into their final shape, ready for the Christmas tree. Maybe you're a color completer and you're working on a huge design, for example, like cross stitch, xstitch MD, Shiloh. You know, she's working on that really huge, what's the name of it? She finished After the Rain, but the other one where it's the couple walking with the umbrella, it's beautiful. My experience is limited in this, but I have seen people who work on these kind of designs when they work cross-country and they will work with just one color. Maybe you'd like to finish a color on your chart. Whatever goal it is that you have, something that you would really like to accomplish and feel like at the end of the weekend, like, hey, you know, look what I got done, and sort of build that excitement. You know, it's these small things, right, that make our craft just so much fun. I have 3 projects that I'm going to be working on myself for this weekend, and I don't have plans to finish anything, but because many of my projects are quite large, but I have very specific goals about what I would like to accomplish on each of those 3 pieces. And so sort of my idea is, you know, set a small goal for each piece, and then perhaps when I make plans, they are meant to be broken. So I need to make sure that I keep my plans very loose and nothing is set in stone, because otherwise my internal sort of toddler says, forget it, you're not gonna do it. So 3 things, concrete goals for each thing, and then set out at some point during the weekend with the intent to finish them. And fortunately, they are all 3 pieces that I absolutely love. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope you'll join us. Everyone is welcome on the Friday Off the Grid group. We've got some loose rules, you know, we keep it about stitching, we keep it kind, and we keep it encouraging. So feel free to join us over there. Okay, second and final little bit of administrative malarkey is to tell you about, if you're new here, or remind you about, if you're not new here, the holiday countdown stitch along that's going to be happening on this channel in the month of December, because now is your chance to get your pattern. This is a collaboration between Carrie Mascio of Roxy Floss Co, Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery, and myself, Caroline of Evertote. We have put together a 25-day countdown to December 25th, and many of you have purchased full kits. We are busily working on packaging those kits. So the pre-packaging, we have to package everything that goes inside the kits, and then we have to package the kits. So it's like package, it's like wind, cut, serge, wrap, package, wrap, postage. There's a lot of steps to get through, but it is all coming together. It's all coming together. I think you guys are gonna love them. However, if you are not joining in with a full kit, but you just want to participate in the community of the stitch along, we have the 25-day stitch along holiday countdown that you can join in with everybody else who's going to be stitching this in the month of December. So the way this works is what you get is still a surprise. The entire chart, there's no picture of it in here. Every day has a little snippet of the design. And every day you can, if you're choosing your own colors, or you can do a monochromatic version, you can choose 25 colors from your stash, you can choose 4 colors from your stash, and you can just have some fun, just play with it. The one thing I can tell you about it, it is a band sampler. It's a band sampler. It is also not overtly Christmas. So just FYI, if you're not into Christmas and you just want to participate in a fun daily stitch along, it's not going to scream Christmas when you're done. It's going to be something that you can hang in your home all year long. So charts are available in the shop. They are only available as a physical copy at Evertote. We are not going to be offering this as a PDF. Neither is Jacob during the month. Jacob is also participating clearly during the month of December, and there will be some treats and surprises as we go throughout the month. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, that is the Holiday Countdown 2022. There will be a hashtag. We will be joining in. If you are purchasing the full pattern all at once that has the 25 different parts, clearly we ask that you not spoil the days ahead. We ask that you stick with the current day of the month that we're working on. So there you go. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so that takes care of Holiday Countdown, and I told you about the Finish It Up weekend. This is my Flosstube book, and so these are all of my scribbled notes yeah, scribbled notes so that I make sure I remember to tell you everything. Stitching wise, I have a little bit of knitting, but I'll save that for a little while. I have been obsessed with the Lila Studio Nevermore conversion that I'm working on. I do not have the cover photo here. I've left it at home. So I'll insert a photo here in case you are unfamiliar with this chart. This, I believe, is a chart from 2018 from Lila Studio. I am not carrying the chart in our shop. If you would like to purchase the chart, you can find it directly on Lila's website. I think it's lilastudio.net. I'll have a link in the drop-down box below. She also has is it a 12% discount for the, there's a small discount in her shop currently. I think it's like site-wide on all of her charts, and she's got some amazing charts. So go and check her out. She has it available as both a physical copy and a PDF. So it is, of course, the Poe quote, quoth the raven, nevermore. There is a massive, gorgeous crow on this chart. And I have chosen my own color palette from the Leo&Roxy Floss Co collection. And that's what I'm working on. So here's where I'm at. I think last week when I shared it with you, I think I've done a fair bit since did I say last year? It's been a long day. Since last week, I have done a fair bit. And these colors are so good. So here's the thing. I did a workshop video. I'll tell you more about this a little bit later on, but I actually did a video on this conversion. So there's much better close-ups of the colors and stuff on this other video, and I'll leave a link to it in the drop-down box below. So I don't really want to repeat myself a million gajillion times, but so pretty. So the colors here are Plum Shadow, Wednesday, Annie, Haystack, Plum Shadow, and Vampish. All of that very dark purpley is Vampish. Anything that's that sort of black color there, Vampish. And then over here, these motifs, we've got Plum Shadow, and that's going to be Wednesday, that motif over there. So look at that tree branch. Doesn't that look good? Yeah. So pretty. And yes, Luna is snoring behind me. I did a workshop video this morning, and Luna was ticking around, clicking around with her, you know, as dogs do. And I had a comment from a viewer say she was trying to figure out what her dogs were doing until the end of the video. She realized it was Luna and it wasn't her dogs. That's pretty funny. So there's my floss pack. Yeah, love it. So I have another YouTube channel for the workshop. It's called Evertote Notes from the Workshop. And on that channel, I can take a little bit more time and do a little bit more in-depth detail on these items that I sell in the shop, these things that I'm working on. So instead of me repeating myself, if you are actually interested in more info, if you love the piece, then I'll recommend that you go and watch the video that I just did a couple of days ago It was yesterday. Spooky Halloween themed video. At the end of that video where I talk about my Nevermore piece, I go into pretty great detail with the cover photo and my color palette, and I discuss where I intend to use which colors, because I'm not using Lila's symbols for this conversion. I'm choosing my own colors, and I'm kind of charting my own path as I go. I'm not doing like a one-for-one kind of conversion. So it's a little bit different that way, but it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. It's sort of like painting with your own favorite colors. The linen that I'm using is a 40 count Leo&Roxy Floss Co. And it's called Dirty Porcelain. And at the moment, I only have it in 40 count, and I actually have it reserved specifically for this chart. So if you're looking for it, it's been lumped in with the Nevermore floss pack. I do hope to get more in some different counts, but at the moment I only have 40 count, and they are all wide eighths. You only need an eighth of a yard of fabric to stitch this chart. It's not huge, it's just right. Isn't that good? Yeah. So I love that motif at the bottom there. Now that I'm confident with where I'm going with my color choices, that's why I'm sort of filling in the bottom bands, because now I want to see it grow from the bottom up, now that I have a plan. So yeah, it's fun. Okay, next up, here's the floss pack. Here's the floss colors. So let's see if you know right away which piece it is that I've been working on. I know many of you will. So this is Leo&Roxy Floss Co. This is Just Navy. This is Delft. And this is Ochre. And these three together, along with a lovely piece of porcelain linen. Are you ready? Oh, it's so good. I need something to put behind it so you can see it. I don't want the sun to go right through it. The sun. Nice. Okay, just hang on. No peeking. Ta-da! So this is Song of the Nightingale by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. And oh, it's so gorgeous. So since the last time I shared it with you, this is all new. This section there is all new. And it's just starting to take shape and look beautiful. Isn't it pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. When this is done, oh, it's gonna be so good. This color, so you can see Delft there in the middle, and then it's surrounded by Just Navy. Yeah, gorgeous. So the Finish It Up weekend, one of my goals is to finish this triangle. So that's my one big project. I'm gonna finish that triangle. I know, it's a lot. So my other goals are slightly smaller. This is my biggest goal, finishing that triangle. So the details on this, here's what the whole chart looks like. Song of the Nightingale. And I am stitching mine on a piece of 46 count porcelain linen. The 46 count, you can use just a wide eighth. It'll just fit on a wide eighth with, you know, with some room at the sides. But that's why I have started in the middle, to ensure. I started in the middle of the chart and I'm working my way out to make sure that I have maximum amount of border for framing on the edges, because I am going to bling this one up with mats and frame when it's done, because it's gorgeous. And I can just, I can see it. I can see it. It's gonna be really good. Though, you know, sometimes simple is just as beautiful. Hard to say. When I'm done, I'll have a better idea of how I want to frame it. Because Jacob's cover model, he shows it with just a simple white frame, and it's very beautiful. So we'll see. Okay, so that is Song of the Nightingale. My goal for Nevermore is to finish, well, I don't know, because this is quite a lot combined for the whole triangle. I'd love to finish the entire bottom band, but I don't know, that's a lot. The whole band and the whole triangle, that might be my whole weekend. I'm not sure I could do 3 things if I did those 2. So maybe I should just cut my goal down a little bit and just have 2 things. But I really want to work on this other project too. Oh, it's like a piece of cake. My eyes are bigger than my tummy. So, okay. Last of my whips to share with you today. And I'm showing you this for 2 reasons. This is the Halsingland Blommer project that I am currently working on. Here's what the chart looks like. Gorgeous design. These are my favorites, these geometric. I have a lot of favorites. I love a lot of things. So what I was just discussing this expression, the acronym, earlier today with Daniel. Daniel was working here cutting and serging linen with me today. Stable, stash, sable, stash acquisition beyond life expectancy. Because, I mean, how can I not? I'm a progress stitcher. This for me is my joy. So if I don't finish everything, I'm no less happy about the things that I'm making. So, but I tell you, there is something about this one that's bumming me out. So let's get it over with. Let's rip off the Band-Aid, shall we? Okay, Halsingland Blommer. Here's where I'm at. It's looking good. In fact, it's looking fantastic. Love it. But last week I brought it to share on Flosstube, but I don't think I actually ended up showing it to you. But I had it in my stack of things to pack back up on the table and bring it home. And I didn't realize there was a pen beside the stack that, you know how you have pens that, you know, they have a clicker? And I am normally fastidious about making sure the pen is clicked back in when it's on a particular table where I stack things. The pen was out and a little bit of ink got on my fabric. You can see it right there, right? Clear as day. There's a little dot, a couple of dots there, and there's a little line here, all because it touched that pen. Now, if I was framing this piece, it would be no big deal because a frame would cover it up. I could just frame, you know, I could put the border here and no one would know. But I'm finishing this as a pillow, and my plan was to utilize the fabric because this is a wide quarter. So it's 18 inches wide, and I wanted to use those 18 inches. I mean, I was going to even it up so that the measurement was exactly the same on both sides. But I was going to use that fabric in my pillow finish, and now it's got ink on it already, and it's not even like a brand new pillow on my couch. So I posted about it in the Friday Off the Grid group, and I asked, you know, does anybody have any tips or tricks or hints? And I did receive a few. I have not been brave enough yet to try any of them. So the tips that I received were as follows. Tip 1 was from Elizabeth, and she recommended milk, to dab some milk on it, and then to very gently rub the milk in, but more like dab, not rub, right? And then I guess the protein in the milk will remove the ink. I was gonna try it, but then I thought, I don't normally wash my projects. Like I don't soak them and wash them generally before finishing them, because I always wash my hands before I stitch, every time. I don't eat and stitch. I wash my hands and then I stitch. I might use a little bit of balm on my cuticles, but other than that, my hands are always clean. If I'm stitching in hand, my stitching is, I roll up the stitching, and if I'm holding it in my hand, I'll be holding the back of the project and stitching on the front. So I'm not touching the front of the project. I normally wouldn't wash it at all. And then I'm like, I'm putting milk in it. How well is that going to come out unless I submerge the whole thing and wash the whole thing? Carrie's fabrics and flosses are color fast, but as with any over dyed by hand product, if you know you're going to want to wash something, you should test it first, right? I haven't tested these flosses. I haven't tested this fabric. Carrie says it'll be fine. I iron her fabric with, I use steam on them, and the steam is fine. In fact, I even used steam iron when I was ironing all my projects that has floss in it. I'm not overly concerned about running, the color running. I guess I'm just concerned that, it might just leave a trace of something. I don't know. The other recommendation was rubbing alcohol and hairspray. So I think, yeah, it was Ryan, fellow Ontarian from Toronto. Ryan McGuy has a Flosstube channel. If you haven't checked him out yet, you're definitely going to want to. Also, he's a very good friend, the bestest friend of my other friend, Ellen Reed, of Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. Ryan suggested, and he said that he has used this trick and it has worked on a linen shirt that he had, where he saturated the end of a Q-tip with unscented hairspray, and then he dabbed the ink with the Q-tip, and it lifts the ink off of what you're trying to remove it from. What color was your shirt, Ryan? Was it white? So this is a really odd green fabric. I'm concerned that I'm going to take some of the color of that out by using rubbing alcohol or hairspray. So that's why I have done nothing. I'm sort of paralyzed with indecision, and normally I'm not. Normally I'm like, okay, make a decision and just go for it. But I am not restitching this. So it's either going to be a cushion on my couch with an ink mark, or I'm going to somehow be brave and figure out how to get it out. So who has used those tricks? I'm leaning towards rubbing alcohol. I don't own hairspray. I don't use it. So I would have to buy an entire bottle of hairspray for, like 1 Q-tip's worth for this little mark. So hit me up in the comments below. What do you think I should do? What would you do? Have you done it before? Did you do it on a fabric like this? How well did it work? Would you give it 10 out of 10? So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping for. And hopefully next week I will come back and report a success story. I just need to be brave enough to do it. So this was going to be my project 3, and my pipe dream was that I would love to finish the stitching in that triangle, because it's not, you can see it's fairly open work, right? It's just a big flower. It's just a big flower. There's hardly any stitching there, she says. Probably what'll happen is I'll come back and see you next week, and the only thing I will have finished all weekend is this triangle. That's fine too. That is totally fine too. There are no rules. So anyways, Halsingland Blommer. That's my sad story. but hopefully I will have a happy ending to my sad story next week when I return. Okay, so that's all I had for sort of personal oh no, I'm fibbing. I am fibbing. My sock. I didn't show you my sock yet. I have been working on this for the last month, and I just haven't shared it with you yet. This is my Biscuit Sock by Lorraine Ashley, who is LNS Craft on YouTube. Again, I will link to her in the drop down box below. You can find this sock pattern on Ravelry. It's a very simple vanilla sock with just a little bit of a side detail I'll show you in a minute. The yarn that I'm using is this absolutely beautiful yarn called Pistachio Nut Crunch, and it's by a Canadian dyer from Airdrie, Alberta, Polka Dot Creek. I know that she has a shop in Alberta, so check her out. Her hand-dyed yarn is gorgeous. So Polka Dot Creek, and this is an oldie. It was called Pistachio Nut Crunch, and it came with two 20 gram minis, but I'm not using those minis in this sock. I will just be using the entire yarn because I am almost done sock one. Ta-da! I think I have 5 rows to go before I start the toe. That's all. This has been the only way this has actually gotten done is because every time I've needed to sit down and visit with John's dad at the dinner table, or went in a car, you know, in the car for a drive that was longer than 20 minutes, I would just take this along with me. So it's a very simple vanilla sock with it's got a heel flap and gusset. That's all done. I'm definitely like almost on the foot. The difference in this sock is the patterning in the leg. It's got a slip stitch detail up the leg on both sides. There's a nice little cuff detail here, and it has a different cuff. I've never done a cuff that had this pattern in it, and it has definitely produced a slightly looser cuff, which I don't think is all that bad, because that extra little bump that's there, that's also going to help it stay up. So yeah, I love them. Well, I love it. I only almost have one. I don't have two. It was so funny. I had a friend here the other day, and on my desk, because okay, I'm gonna come clean here, and this is embarrassing, but you're gonna learn a little something about me. I love to knit socks, but when they're new and they're done, I save them. I save them for good. Like they're too good. I don't want to wear them because it takes me so long to make them. So they sit on my desk. They sit on my desk and I admire them. That's their purpose. Until I finally get over myself and take a pair home, or take a pair off my desk and put them on my feet. Once they've gone on my feet, there's no going back, because they're never going to sit on my desk ever again. Nice and clean and brand new and shiny, and oh my gosh, look at all that knitting that I did. It's so beautiful. They're so perfect. Can you believe I made a sock? That's their purpose, until I, like I said, get over myself and put them on my feet. So now you know a little secret about me. The socks that I knit for myself, they've been sitting on my desk, and I leave them there very purposefully, very, very purposefully, because I don't know, it's like a little proof is in the pudding that I can actually do it and finish them. So let's just put them back where they will stay. I don't know, one of them's a pair of Christmas socks, so maybe I was thinking I might get the every year the Cozy Knitter does a holiday stripe sock advent, like an advent sock where you knit a stripe a day. There's no way I'm going to be able to knit a stripe a day. Most people can, but I can never keep up with those things. And I have a holiday countdown stitch along to keep up with, so that's going to be my focus. But I have never treated myself to the advent yarn, the stripe a day. I bought some yarn from a friend, the cozy knitter, that was the stripe of the day, but it was like a couple of years later and she was destashing it. So this year I want the current yarn this year. So I think I'm gonna go for that. So maybe when I start knitting another pair of striped Christmas socks, I'll wear those ones. That'll be the deal. So anyways, that's my sock, and that's my little secret. Now you know. Okay, just a couple of quick things to share with you about the shop. Like I was telling you about the workshop video, I did a Halloween spooky update yesterday on all of the Halloween items that are in the shop. I have to show you, because I have the model. My friend, Shell McPhee, Sterling Stitches is her brand new design company that she is designing herself. She's designing charts. I am carrying one of her charts in the shop. It's called Kitchen Witch. And she mailed the model to me. She used Leo&Roxy Floss Co. floss to stitch it. And here is Shell's chart. Kitchen Witch. Isn't that amazing? Yes. Congratulations, Shell. Your chart is so fun. It's so fun. Look at the broom. And the pot. The bubbling away. Yeah. I love it. So we have this available as a PDF and a floss pack in the shop. But I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Michelle, because she worked really hard on this chart, and I know she's been having a lot of fun with designing. She's got a small reproduction up her sleeve. So let's see if we can tug on her sleeve just a little bit and get her to maybe pop that out so we can see it. Yeah. Kitchen Witch. Sterling Stitches. We also have a new Michelle Bendy Stitchy she released Haunted Mansion at Expo this year. She also did a Leo&Roxy version for our shop. So the floss pack, I'm gonna be quick about this because, like I said, I did a video about this yesterday, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you about it for another 15 minutes. But that's what the floss pack looks like from Michelle's new chart. It's so fun. This is Limelight. Isn't that awesome? Great colors. And we also have a Halloween floss pack in the shop. It's a set of 4. These are not new colors, but they are put together differently. We've never done, wait a second, one of these is extra. Cousin It is supposed to go with Michelle's floss. The 4-pack is Back to the Fuchsia, Flubber, Pumpkin Up the Jam, and Charcoal. It's a set of 4, and everyone comes with a little surprise freebie chart by Hannah, specifically done for these 4 colors. There's also a little bag. I know, it's unassuming, isn't it? We're all about surprises. I only have a few of these left. This is a spooky surprise. The outside is the same brocade fabric we used in the Black Cats and Spooky Bats bags. Still have a few Black Cats bags left, only in large and wedge tote. And we used the rest of the bats. The bats are on the inside. Just a small flat bag. It fits an 8x8 inch skew snap or hoop. These are really, I love this size. It's the perfect size for slipping in my purse. As John says, it's not a small purse. He calls it my overnight bag. I like a larger bag to carry around. I'm a tall woman, large boned. A small, tiny little napkin-sized purse is no good for me. I need a bag. Something like this, it fits, you know, I could fit 5 of these in my, in fact, I can fit a large, flat Evertote bag in my purse, but that's just my purse. This is a much smaller one. So that's a small flat. Floss, charts, all kinds of spooky goodness. I am still working on my Black Cats and Spooky Bats chart. So many things I want to stitch, you guys. Not nearly enough time. But it's all so fun. Can't be mad at any of it. Okay, yeah, my tea is now lukewarm. So I'm going to say goodbye, get this video up. It is now 20 to 6 already. It's time to get this snoring fur ball behind me back home with the rest of the family. We're having pizza for dinner tonight. I'm supposed to pick it up on my way home. So I guess I better do that. So anyways, until next week, until I see you again, I hope that you're well. I hope that you're safe, and I hope that you have lots of stitching. And I hope you'll join in this weekend on the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group with a Finish It Up challenge of your very own. Let us know what your plans are, what your goals are, what your hopes and dreams are, and definitely share lots of pictures so that we can leave you lots of encouragement for your plans. And that's it. So on that note, I'll see you next week. I will leave links in the drop-down box below to the workshop YouTube channel and both videos that I have put up this week. There's a giveaway video today. The giveaway is really good. We're calling it a gift away. I'm not using that word giveaway ever again. It's a long story, but trust me. We're going to use 2 words, gift away. There's a chart, there's a little piece of linen, and there's a 5-pack of floss. It's a great giveaway. I think that, you know, lots of people would like to win it. So that video is up on the other channel. I think that's it. Okay, I really am going now. All right. Take care, everybody. Happy stitching.